Photoshop is a publishing platform, an application that mostly designers use, that photographers use, to manipulate photos. It is a very challenging application to learn. You can learn enough to get by, sort of on your own, but if you really want to dig into the things that make it powerful, it does require a pretty steep learning curve. I do a number of things with Photoshop. I am a photographer, so I use it to enhance photos. Anytime I'm working on a brochure or a website, something like that, and photos are involved, then you can bet that I'm using Photoshop. I do a lot of work with bloggers and create graphics for them. You might see graphics on Pinterest that have quotes and a pretty background and something like that. Those are primarily done in Photoshop, and I use it for that. If you have seen any sort of advertising in the last 15 years, you have seen Photoshop, and it has changed that medium, that industry, more than anything else. And so when you're seeing let's say a beautiful woman, an actress, or someone on the cover of a magazine, she has very likely been photoshopped. Most of her flaws have been digitally erased or sort of covered over. When you see things that maybe some meme that's floating around Facebook, it's hard to know these days whether that is an accurate photo, whether it represents the truth of what was captured by a camera, or whether it's been manipulated in some way. In a lot of ways, Photoshop has allowed us to, I guess, enhance certain things related to advertising. And in that way, it's helpful. You can erase pimples and zits and bad teeth and stuff with that, but it also takes us another step removed from reality, and it makes it a little more difficult for us to know what's real and what's been photoshopped. Some of the ways that advertising has become more creative over the past couple of decades are very definitely because of Photoshop. It used to be that if you had a great idea, you had to go out and recreate it on camera. You had to build props, you had to go to a certain set. Now with Photoshop, you don't need that. You can shoot against a green screen, you can manipulate objects, pull them out of thin air, you can make things appear that weren't there in the actual shoot, and so it opens up a whole new world of creativity and imagination, which does, I think, make advertising a lot more interesting. The possibilities with Photoshop are endless.